online series for Brigada Escuela 2020. COVID-19 has changed our world. Before we were free to go wherever we want, we used to hold and attend social gatherings and hang out and be with friends. Today, we are obliged to stay at home and go out only on important matters like going to work or buy our necessities from the market. Restricted movement of people is imposed to curb the spread of the virus. We were caught unprepared that a sickness, particularly COVID-19, would change abruptly the ways we used to. Certainly, people from all walks of life are affected. Nobody is spared. However, among the most affected sector in the society are the children. They are very observant, and I know for sure that they know what is going on. Thus, children worry about their safety and, of course, their loved ones too. How they get their basic necessities. It is up to say that we must guide on how they're coping with the new normal. We must support, protect, and pay attention to their mental and emotional well-being amidst this public health crisis. Without further ado, I invite you to make yourself comfortable as we begin this virtual Brigada series with the topic mental health and psychological support. Let us start with a prayer through multimedia presentation.
Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. We praise you, Lord, for giving us this day. We praise you for blessing all of our individuals. We're asking your precious bless us on the past. Bless our speaker, Maritess. Bless our speakers. Amen.
Thank you, Sir Rocky. Sir Rocky. Sir Rocky.
Proceed po, sir. Proceed po.
This time, Ma'am Regina H. Brasha, Master Teacher 1 of Bakakay East Central School, will give us the opening remarks. Ma'am?
Lang natin sa kansi.
Hello, Sir Rocky. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, Sir Rocky.
Okay na po. Balikan na lang natin si Ma'am G mamaya po. Parang walang audio po.
Okay. So let us now listen to Sir Reynante Balistoy, Teacher 3 of Bakaki East Central School, to introduce our source speaker for today. Sir Ray?
Hello, Sir Joe.
Proceed po, sir.
Hello, Sir Rax.
Proceed po, sir.
A pleasant morning to everyone. Any support that people receive to protect or promote their mental health, psychosocial well-being, and provide emotional comfort. These words have something to do with our guest speaker this morning. Our guest speaker is a graduate of Bicol University College of Education, major in guidance and counseling. She is a registered guidance counselor at San Jose National High School, a national trainer, speaker in the Department of Education, in community organizing and youth formation and development program. So without much ado, friends, it is an honor and privilege to give you our virtual guest speaker this morning, Maritess Basilla.
Hello.
Okay na po, Susan. Proceed po.
Hello, good morning. Is my sound clear, Mr. Host? Hello, Sir Rocky,
Po,
Sir
malinaw po.
Jonathan.
Malinaw
Is
po.
my sound clear? Sir?
Very clear
Hello,
po.
good morning, everyone. I am overwhelmed by the introduction of Sir Ray, and I love the introduction of Sir Jonathan Vergara a while ago. So thank you so much, Bakakay East Central School family, for the opportunity to be with you this morning. So I'd like to start my presentation with this slide. Sir Rocky, hello po. Can we move Sir Rocky to the next slide? Sir Rocky. Hello, Mr. Host. Hello po. Okay. So, sir, ang may control po ng presentation ko, kayo po. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I thought I will be the one who will present. Anyway, so let me start my presentation with this slide. Every morning is beautiful. You may be with me. You may read these lines with me. Every morning is beautiful. So morning is indeed as beautiful as sunrise, as beautiful as other God's creation. So to our innovative, responsive, committed, and dedicated school principal of Bakakay East Central School, Dr. Joey Belga, I may say that you are an innovative and responsive, because a week ago I thought, as I opened the workplace, it is the Bakakay East Central School who first posted this kind of platform in Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela. So I salute the Bakakay East Central School family for slowly embracing the new normal. Okay? Next slide, please. Okay. So to the teaching and non-teaching staff also of Bakakay East Central School, good morning. I would like to greet also my friends in counseling. You know, my friends counseling are a group of guidance counselors, guidance counselor designate, and SBO Albay, who are with us this morning. Thank you also. Good morning also to Sir Rocky Rabino, the one who invited me to be with you this morning. Sino ba ang makakatanggi sa isang diwata? Sir Rocky. Okay, good morning everyone. So this time, I would like you to send virtual hug to one another. It's good if we could send virtual hug to one another. So how are we going to do this? Just open your arms wide. Open your arms. You may do this with me. Crazy. Maybe you will think I'm crazy, but this is part of our presentation. You may open your arms, then as if you are hugging someone. Then let's load your hug. After 5 seconds, we will say hug send. Okay, let's do that. Everyone, send your virtual hug, then hug send. So that is the safest hug ever. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, so another, I have here an emoticon, smile emoticon, no matter you are in front of your laptop or gadgets, just wear your sweetest smile. Then imagine that you are sending it to all of us. So again, let's wear the sweetest smile, then send it to one another. Okay, so thank you so much for doing that presentation. So maybe you will think, why do I started with that slides, isn't it? Because, my dear friends, I want to fill your mind with positive thoughts. My dear family and Depth Ed, positive thoughts are very, very powerful. It is just like a magnet. If you think of blessings, it will attract blessings. And if you think of problems, that may attract problems. So let us all cultivate good thoughts and always remain positive. So kanina, kahit may technical problem, may konting technical problem, it's okay. So magagawa ng paraan. So always establish positive thoughts. Next po, next slide. Hello, next slide please. Okay, so for the information of everyone, I decided to post this personal information of mine para makita ng mga nasa Facebook live. So I am, as what Sir Balistoy told you, I am a registered guidance counselor. So I am, every time I have talk, I always find time to thank Dr. Hazel Vergara and Ma'am Venice Villian, for they are my idols. The reason why I am guidance counselor, because of them. They inspired me so much. And by the way, I'd like to correct that I graduated my bachelor's degree in education in Zamora Memorial College, not in Bicol University. I graduated in Bicol University in my master's degree. And currently, I am pursuing my PhD in psychology in Ateneo de Naga. So, as licensed professional teacher, I am very thankful again to ZMC family. I am a product of queer family, and Zamora Memorial College are the one who helped me to finish my studies. Okay, then I joined as a professional teacher first at Zamora Memorial College. So thank you very much, my CMC family. So I am also a career counselor in one of the officers of Bicol Career Guidance Network, a mental health advocate. I undergone different trainings on mental health and psychosocial support. Thank you so much, DepEd RO5, for always sending me in national trainings in this advocacy. Special thanks po to Dr. Boots Manina and Dr. Israel Para for always giving the opportunity. And the reason why I am having this talk is in order for me to share what I learned and the trainings I attended. I am also about to finish the Universal Prevention Curriculum course for substance use, for me to be a full-fledged drug prevention specialist. Again, thank you so much, DepEd RO5, for this opportunity. I am a child protection advocate. Like Sir Rocky, I am in their advocacy and SDO Albay to protect our learners. I am a founder of the Agapay Teen Center, and I am also the advisor of the Peer Counselors Organization in San Jose National High School. So currently pala, I am assigned in San Jose National High School. Okay, next slide po. So I'll be giving to you the outline of my presentation. So in this morning, in this talk, you will be, I will be giving the rationale. I will be giving the legal basis. What are the basis why we are having this mental health and psychosocial support program in Department of Education? I will be presenting also the objectives of the Department of Education while we are having this program. I will also be giving definition of what mental health is, what is psychosocial support, and its importance. And I will be giving to you DepEd psychosocial support program. And this is my favorite, the practical ways to enhance psychosocial skills. So instead of putting theories, instead of putting in my presentation different theories, I decided to give practical ways for you to enhance your psychosocial skills, being the responders, MHPSS responders, as the school open in August. Okay? So next slide, please. Next po. Okay, so I'll be, as what I mentioned, I will be giving to you the rationale of this webinar. With an increase in mental illness and suicide cases among the Filipinos, experts say everyone has a crucial role to play in fostering mental health. That is according to Department of Health. So because of the so many changes that is happening because of COVID-19, so relating it to the current situation, many are experiencing fear, anxiety, and even depression. Thus, MHPSS is important. So as we go on with our talk, with my talk, I will be giving to you examples why under COVID-19 we could feel, or pupils could feel fear, anxiety, and depression, and worse, kapag humantong sa PTSD tinatawag, or the post-traumatic stress disorder, wherein only psychiatrists, only psychologists could heal. Okay, another, with the passage of Republic Act 11306, so I hope you are familiar with this. With the passage of RA 11306, an act establishing a national mental health policy in different agencies, including schools and other offices. Therefore, mental health should be given attention. So because of RA 11306, it is directed that all agencies, not only Department of Education, but all other agencies should have mental health programs. So, Bex, you are on the right track. You are starting to orient the teachers. You're starting to equip the teaching and non-teaching personnel for this kind of activity. So I salute you again for that. Next po. So this is the rationale. Next. Okay. So ano po, sinabi ko kanina, I will be presenting the basis. Of course, hindi basta-basta ilalagay ang program without any basis. So the basis po, while we are having mental health and psychosocial support program, is because of RA 11306, which I explained already. Another po, we have the DepEd Order number 007 and Series 2020. It is stated po in school calendar and activities for school year 2020-2021 that MHPSS will be conducted in August. So MHPSS stands for Mental Health and Psychosocial Support. for some, hindi pa nila ito alam. Good for us na mga guidance counselor because this is our nature. But for some, hindi, ano nga yan ma'am ang MHPSS? I usually encountered this question to my fellow teachers. So that stands for mental health and psychosocial support. Another basis po is the Division Memorandum number 53 series of 2020. So for those Brigades, Stella, and OBE in charge, you know this. This is about the joint implementing guidelines on the 2020 DE and OBE relative to the COVID-19 situations, wherein one of the components, one of the activity that Brigades Stella must focus is mental health and psychosocial support. So the reason why part of Brigades Stella is this program. Another po, Division Memorandum number 58 series of 2020. This is orientation for regional and schools division offices on mental health and psychosocial services. I am very lucky then that before my talk here this morning, the central office accepted me to attend the webinar series, the webinar regarding this division memorandum number 58. So nadagdagan yung slides, nadagdagan yung information na ibibigay ko sa inyo. Right now, naka-private pa ata yung link because I tried to share that to my co-teacher in order for them to view it, but then naka-private pa. Only the central office could accept them. But later, I know the DepEd will be releasing that link. So kapag ganun, I would send it to Sir Rocky para ma-view ninyo. Okay, next slide po. So what are the objectives or of the Department of Education while we are having this MHPSS amidst COVID-19? It was stated during the webinar I attended that the purpose of this is to provide psychosocial support to learners, including those with disabilities, parents, DepEd personnel, and officials to enable learning and public service continuity. Take note, my dear friends, this should be given not only to the teaching and non-teaching staff, but also to the parents and to the students. So iba kasi ang approach kapag sa students, iba naman ang approach doon sa parents. By the way, hello po, if ever there are parents who are attending, I forgot to mention you a while ago. Good morning po everyone, every parents, good morning po. Okay, so another is to capacitate DepEd personnel and teachers and providing mental health and psychosocial support to learners via online or remote delivery. So you are doing this already. This is part of capacitating teachers via online. So congratulations, Beck's family. Another, establish a referral system for personnel and learners needing specialized psychosocial support. My dear friends, MHPSS is preventive in nature. If ever, ang approach is preventive. If ever, along the way, along the journey of school year 2021, nakita nyo na there are students na parang kakaiba ang behavior. So the reason why teachers, especially elementary teachers, you should be very vigilant to the behavior of your students. If kakaiba din, that's the time for you to refer it to the right person. So I know na that is beyond already your capacity as teacher. Siyempre si teacher, pinapacity talaga sa teaching methods, teaching strategies. Pero pag nakita nyo yung nagwawala na or kung very severe na yung behavior disorder niya, hindi na po yan magagamot ng isang teacher. We need to refer it to proper authority, to proper specialist. Okay. So the reason why in every school sana, guidance counselor, social workers, psychologists are needed. But then right now, DepEd, I think is working it out na malagyan ng guidance counselor also ang elementary level, malagyan ng psychologist and many things. Kasi that is beyond the capacity of the teachers. So you are there to teach hindi gumamot ng may mga behavioral problems. So, pwede lang mag-assist and guide, pero hindi nyo kayang gamutin yung may mga kakaibang problema. Okay, so far these are the objectives why this program is being implemented. Nakita ko yung interview kay Secretary Briones, talagang she gave emphasis on the MHPSS program na the whole August daw dapat ibigay sa bata ay all about MHPSS. Okay, next slide po. Okay. So, how are you? I will ask you this question. The few, I think 3 slides na ibibigay ko are reflective questions. Let's try to reflect. Let's try to think about ourselves under pandemic. So how are you po? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you angry? Are you tired? Are you hungry? For some, there are persons na experiencing hunger. We're lucky in DepEd kasi tuloy-tuloy ang salary natin. So, but for some, biglang may nawala ng trabaho. So, there are mixed emotions na nafe-feel under COVID-19 pandemic, and that is normal. So, another question, so try to reflect. Kumusta ang pakiramdam ninyo? So I know we definitely feel different emotions. So next question for reflection. Sir, next slide po. What are the effects? Okay. What are the effects or impacts of COVID-19 in your lives? So try to examine. Kaway-kaway sa mga teachers or sa mga tao na nagda-dry na ang hands because of 70% alcohol. Every time na pupunta tayo kung saan lahat tayo naglalagay ng alcohol. So it causes to dry our skin. How about your experience in wearing the face mask? So at first, we are suffocated. Pero this time we're trying to embrace na the new normal. This is part of our lifestyle na. Okay, how about your experience in panic buying? So there are effects or impacts in COVID-19 in our lives. So next po, reflective question. Okay, what are the things you've done? And what have you done to help yourself and others in facing the COVID-19 pandemic? May nagawa ba kayo? Nakatulong ba kayo sa iba? So I hope you do. Kasi very important po yun. Some need our help. Okay? So reflecting on the different questions presented, next slide na po. We could tell that there are lots of changes that happen because of COVID-19. So next slide po. Next slide po. Okay. So there are lots of changes that happen in the world because of this pandemic. So all are affected. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. We are equal under this pandemic. So let's start doon sa school. So bakit ba nagiging ano ba itong mga changes na nangyari sa school? Okay, first, the school, there's no face-to-face contact anymore with the students, and it's very hard, especially for elementary teachers, especially for grade 1. How could you teach the sound kung wala sa harapan ninyo ang estudyante? That is very challenging. So we have now embracing the online enrollment or remote enrollment. That is all new to all of us. Sa mga teachers, work from home, teleconference. So these are some of the changes. How about sa family? Because of lockdown, merong nawala ng trabaho. We paid higher electric bills kasi madami tayo sa bahay. And another na common problems ng mga parents, the excessive use of gadgets for kids. My God, it's good sana ngayon na andun yung bata sa school para at least na lesson yung yung paggamit ng gadgets. But this time, yun ang common problems. But there are solutions on that. So later we will tackle on that. Then sa church, so those religious, those persons who used to visit the church, it's we feel anxiety and stress na hindi tayo nakaka-visit every Sunday. And same with the kids na hindi nakaka-visit ng mall, hindi nakakapaglaro because that is part of their development. So these are some of the lots of changes. Ito yung economy, patuloy na bumabagsak. Yung companies, yung industries, nagsasarahan. So nakakatakot that we need to find solutions on this. We need to equip ourselves with the skills for us to face these changes. Okay? So next slide po. Next slide po. Next slide po. Because of these changes, because of the changes that I mentioned a while ago, this may bring these feelings. Fear, anxiety, depression, despair. So, yung pupil na sanay makipaglaro sa kapwa nila, estudyante, so this time they are bored, di ba? So, parents should have the capacity kung ano ang ibibigay na intervention para hindi mabore. So, the reason why this mental health and psychosocial support program must be extended also to the parents. So, idadagdag ninyo sa linya siguro sa Rocky, yung orientation din ito for the parents. Okay. So, even us, it's quite, kumbaga, nakakapanibago because ako nga, sabi ko mas maganda pala na nasa office kaysa nasa loob ng bahay because of the so many scolding the kids, doing the household chores sometimes. So, it's very nakakapanibago. Okay. So, yan ang some of the feelings that we may be encountering. So, because of these changes, this may bring changes also in mental well-being of individual. So, this may bring this anxiety, fear, depression. So, dyan po nagsisimula sa simpleng bagay nagsisimula. Diyan, at first na-stress ka lang, later on na-depress ka na, later on you are thinking to commit suicide, and later on naging psychotic ka na. So palala ng palala. Pero it started with very, very little instances or kumbaga experience. So we should be very vigilant on this. Okay, next. Next slide. Okay. Let us take a look to these two pictures. What can you say about this? Hindi ko makita ang reaction sa Rocky ng participants. Anyway, so maybe you are thinking na this is PWD and this is normal person. But my dear friends, not po. Can I
ng kanilang reaction? Apa.
Saan po? Hindi ko
Sa chat box po, ma'am.
Sa chat box. Wala kasi nag-appear dito sa akin. Anyway, I will go on na lang, then na sana. So let us take a look to these two pictures. Maybe you are thinking na yung isa is a disabled person with disability, and yung isa normal. Well, not all disabilities are visible, my dear friends. Remember that the reason why we teachers should be very vigilant to the behavior manifestations of our pupils is because of this. Not all disability is visible. Next, po, sir. Next slide po. Parents, okay. So yeah, not all disabilities are visible. Parents too should be very particular to the behavior of the kids, especially this time. There are more times sa bahay kaysa sa school. Therefore, parents should know the activities of their children. So usually, for the parents are very attentive only to the physical needs of your sons or daughters. Am I right? For example, nadapa ang iyong anak, may gasgas, automatically, our reaction is to get betadine siguro or kung ano dyan na pwedeng ikagamot. But then, sometimes, if one day your son or daughter seems to be afraid always, parang kilala, biglang malungkutin, usually we ignore their actions, isn't it? Sometimes nga, sinasabihan pa natin, o tulala ka na naman, gari ka na isa din nadagitan ta pa. So we ignore that actions, not knowing na sexually abused na pala sila, not knowing na they have problems pala. So dyan nagsisimula. So sa teacher, if your pupils are very active in first quarter exam, first quarter period, then biglang sa second grading period or second quarter, kakaiba na ang reaction nila. So you must do something. My dear teachers, you must do something. I know you have lots of work, but then find time to know the reason why that pupil is experiencing such behavior. Okay, so that is all about the mental well-being of individuals. So how are we going to define mental health? So I forgot to write the source. Actually, I get this in the definition of the Department of Health. This is not my definition. This is the definition of the Department of Health. Mental health, though, is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. So this is our guide. You are mentally healthy if you could realize your own potential, if you could identify your abilities. Okay, so the reason why as early as possible, sa mga teachers, elementary grade teachers, you need to know as early as possible their strengths and weaknesses. Find time to know their strengths and weaknesses by giving different activities. Meron po niya ng mga activities. Another daw, I give emphasis on this, cope with the normal stresses of life. Stress are normal. Every day, kapag hindi ka na-stress, you are abnormal because stress is part of our lives. The difference is nagiging negative siya because you cannot cope it properly. You cannot handle it properly. Mamaya, I'll discuss what are the two kinds of stress and how to overcome that. Then you can work productively and fruitfully. So you are mentally healthy if you could contribute something to your community. If you are an asset in school, for example, naaasahan kayo ni sir, no matter how big challenges you may encounter, no matter many tasks, there are many tasks given to you by the principal, kaya ninyo. Pero it's very important also to know your limits. Kapag hindi kaya, be honest to yourself. And you can disagree, sabi nga, without being disagreeable. Okay? So what we need is the proper handling of stress. So next po. So yan ang dahilan why mental health in school should be preventive in nature. So, okay, so why do we talk about mental health? So first, globally and locally, there are increasing cases of mental health issues. If you open the page of the Department of Health, if you read documentaries or articles about mental health problems, you could see there are growing numbers of victims, or there are growing numbers of individuals suffering from mental illness. So next, stigma surrounding mental health. Oh, this is true. They seldom talk about this because they have negative impression on this. Some are aware that they are having mental health issues, especially the boys, makulit ang mga lalaki, hindi yan aamin. But they won't tell it kasi nahihiya sila. Baka isipin nila mahina sila. Kasi baka i-label sila, nabaliw sila. Di ba kapag narinig nyo ang salitang mental health, Ang connotation ay kadlan. Ang connotation ay mental hospital. Diba? Ganun po yun. The reason why some are not talking about this, though they are suffering from it. So sa halip na matulungan sila na hindi lumala ang sitwasyon because of the stigma, ano nangyayari? So, nagiging PTSD na nagiging psychotic na, or sometimes nagiging schizophrenic. So that's the time na talagang pupunta na sila sa mental hospital. Pero kung sa simula pa lang, naagapan na, hindi na po siya lalala. So the very important point here is dapat we have nurturing family. Very important po talaga ang family. Usually, sa clients po, I have more clients. They are experiencing misbehavior because of family problems. Okay? Ang simpleng away ng mag-asawa because of financial issues, because of tuition fee, that greatly affects the mental well-being and emotional well-being of individual. So that is true po na kapag nag-aaway ang mag-asawa, it's better na hindi napapakinggan ng mga anak. So I remember I have a client na magaling siya. Tapos mag-i-exam, nag-reveal siya sa akin, Ma'am, I think I did not perform well in my examination because what I'm feeling while I'm taking the exam is that namumroblema ang nanay at tatay ko sa tuition ko sa certain school. So physically hindi mo siya makita na may problema, but deep inside the inner core of the individual is affected. So there are growing numbers of suicide victims. That is the leading cause of death among 15 to 29 years old. Again, I forgot to write I forgot to write the source. This is from the Department of Health po. So suicide daw is the leading cause of death among 15 to 29 years old. And another, depression is the leading cause of disability worldwide and a major contributor to the overall burden of disease. That's true. In fact, I read an article under COVID-19 issue pa ito, na a mother daw killed her 3 kids because she feared that she could not afford to raise her family well. So she ended the life of her 3 kids and she also attempted to commit suicide. That is one example how depression really affects the mental and emotional well-being of individuals. So we must be equipped on how to deal with these everyday challenges, and we must learn different coping mechanisms to be able to overcome it. Okay, so very important po. Mamaya sa practical ways, we will discuss that too. So to prevent mental illness and to prevent us in referring our students to specialized services like psychiatrists, psychologists, in Albay, we have only limited numbers of psychiatrists. Si Dr. Morico and Dr. Morico ang kilala ko, pero there are limited numbers. So kailan ba i-refer ang bata sa psychiatrist? Or kailan ba i-refer ang anak na magsa-psychiatrist na? Kapag malala na ang sitwasyon, kapag nakita nyo ang bata na hindi na kumakain, kapag nakita ang bata na hindi na makatulog. So, 3 days, 4 days, or worse, kung 1 week nang hindi kumakain or walang tulog, kailangan po na yan ang gamot. So, we need the intervention of psychiatrists. Hindi na po yan. Ang iba sinasabi, darakunta nga kay tama pa Santiago. Well, that's part of our faith also. Pero once the student or the pupil is not sleeping anymore, dapat mabigyan po siya ng gamot na pampatulog kasi affected ang brain functions po niya. So, only psychiatrists could heal that. Okay? So, take note po of that problem. And if ever you encounter such problem, please do refer the student. I used to refer to Dr. Morik, but then the problem po about my client is sometimes they don't have the capacity to buy medicines. Yan ang usual na problem. So sana mabigyan din ito ng attention. So, and besides, the parents seldom do that because nangangailangan ng money. So, good kapag may na-refer ako na CIBI. So, thank you so much also. NGO siya. CIBI ba yun? Na NGO or non-government organization who help sa finances ng particular student. So, sana makahanap po tayo ng mga donors or mga pwedeng tumulong sa mga bata. Okay, so next slide po. Next slide po. Next po. Okay, so we Bicolanos pala are known to be resilient. Sabi nga, kahit ilang pang bagyo ang dumating, kayang-kaya nating bumangon. This is our role as educators. Tulungang makabangon ang mga bata sakaling mahirap ang pinagdadaanan. The reason why we need psychosocial support. So this is the aim of psychosocial support, to help people reach recovery, especially this time na may pinagdadaanan tayo. Kapag sinabi natin psychosocial support, this is an actions that address the social and psychological needs of individuals, families, and communities. A broad term used to describe the activities to address the concerns of people in crisis. So this time, it is quite challenging to all because there's no face-to-face interactions, as what I mentioned. We could not see the physical reactions or behavior of our pupils. How can we determine if the pupil is experiencing stress, anxiety, or etc. because of COVID-19? So it is through the activities that you may be giving to the pupils. If ever meron tayong mga worksheets na ibibigay, for example, I will give you an example. Halimbawa, essay, writing. So pag nakita mo basta dapat ang theme is about COVID-19, halimbawa, their difficulties, and kapag nabasa mo na parang may pinagdadaan, especially in ESP, makikita nyo ang mga write-ups nila and nag-reveal sila ng kanilang mga problems. And don't ignore that if you are the teacher. Find time to talk to the pupil if ever may mga revelation ng mga sensitive issues. So, ganun po. So, if it is too difficult also, we need the help of the parents here. Kasi nga, as what I've mentioned, there's no face-to-face contact. So, parents should be very vigilant to the behavior of their kids. So, what are the goals of psychosocial support in schools? Next po. Next slide. So, the goals of psychosocial support is why do we do psychosocial support? So, this is to lessen the stress and suffering after a traumatic event, decrease the risk of the stress and suffering in developing into something more severe like PTSD, as what I explained already. We will help people affected by crisis to recover. So we will be the agent for the students to recover and helps people develop resiliency. So sabi ko nga kanina, Bicolanos are known to be resilient. So we should never be tired of equipping the students or the pupils or the teachers on resiliency. So resiliency is a very good very good topic also in mental health and psychosocial support. So that is another topic na kumbaga madami din na oras ang pwedeng i-google dyan. Okay, so next slide po. Okay. Goals of psychosocial supports in school: restore what is normal and embrace the new normal. So let us learn, let us teach the pupils. We will start it first to ourselves. So instead na we will say negative things about the new normal, about the current situation, online enrollment, or kung ano-ano pa, let's just support. Let's just support. the Department of Education in this advocacy. Okay, so let us teach them how to embrace the new normal. Let us teach them how to use the internet. For example, tayo hindi pa, ako I'm not so good pa in terms of technical aspects. So I keep on asking someone who could assist me. Okay, so kayo din dapat ganun. So let us slowly embrace the new normal. If we are thinking that DTR is not possible, without face-to-face contact, then this time we have to embrace the new normal na pwede po tayo mag-DTR online, na pwede po tayo mag-electronic signature without even reporting to school. Pwede po pala. So at first or before, we never thought na that may happen. Okay, provide safety, security, and support. So number one, we have to provide factual information to our students. And safe place dapat, and support. You need to support. Kapag sinabing support, kapag nakita natin na kakaiba or may pinagdadaanan ang bata or nawala ng trabaho yung kanilang nanay at tatay, we must talk to them. Kumustahin and try to help. Pwede itang i-refer kung may ma-referan kita. Basta our goal is to help the students or the pupils. Next po. Next. Okay. So psychosocial support activities in school. We have her child-centered approach, provides a safe place, engages the student as an active participants, make sure that children will not only learn in school but also inside their homes and the community. So paano po ito magagawa? So maybe for some teachers, pwedeng activity yung journal writing. Ano po? So every day dapat they have journal wherein they will write the day-to-day activities of the students. Okay, next po. Next. Okay, so talking about the trauma, we need to show them that it is okay to talk about it and discuss feelings. If we do this, they will stop feeling alone, and little by little, they will feel that they can cope better. Okay, next. Creating safe environment. Recognize that they need factual information or group conversations are important. Then encourage only and don't require. Okay, don't require. If you think that hindi kaya ng estudyante, then just encourage but don't require kasi it will break the heart of the individual. Then always ask them if they have questions and then listen and answer them honestly. And emphasize safety and protection. So you could give information about how to wear mask, what is the importance of 70% alcohol, so ganun po. Next. Okay, so play and expressive activities is very important for elementary children. So giving children time to play allows them to step in their own world where there is no threat present. Toys help them work negative thoughts. So play therapy is very important for elementary kids. So some other expressive and participatory activities, as what I mentioned, is daily journaling. You can adapt this. Poetry, short stories, drawing, pictures, puppets, mask, music and dance, theater, local or indigenous games. In our school, we have ang MHPSS program namin is year-round, and we have contests about story making, slogan making, essay writing, film making, spoken poetry. That is for the whole year-round po siya. May mga may mechanics, tapos the students could choose kung saan siya mag-join. So that is online. So you may adapt also yung kaya ng elementary students. Okay, next po. Okay, so the Department of Education uses these two models in conducting MHPSS. So we in DepEd are lucky enough because the DepEd Central Office will provide modules to the teachers. So we are really properly guided. The DepEd collaborated with the Psychological Association of the Philippines, the Unilab Foundation, the Philippine Guidance and Counseling Association, and another sa Natasha Gugman at Ayun Foundation to come up with the different activities in MHPSS. So like in our school, hindi pwedeng isa lang ang gumagawa. All must do their part. All must cooperate. Collaboration is very important in this time of pandemic. Wala po na patibayan dito. Dapat collaboration ang kailangan po natin. So the principle, next slide po. So secondary level pala, we will be using SIS manual. I will not discuss this because that is for secondary level. Sir, may I request to play the slide before this one? Sir, yung slide, pabalik po na isa. Previous po. Okay. For elementary level, eto po sa inyo ang gagamitin natin. Psychosocial support through play. May mga modules po na ibibigay ang central office. So this is developed in partnership with the Unilab Foundation. Okay. Next po. Next po. So, psychosocial support through play. So, through play, children create new learning experiences. In this, self-created experiences enable them to acquire social, emotional, and intellectual learnings. Play It Forward, Play-Based Psychosocial Support Program module for young children developed by Ateneo Bilato Center for Unilab Foundation. Ito po ang ibibigay sa ating mga elementary kids. And this will be given, by the way, to grade 4 to grade 12 students. Hindi na mention yung grades 1 to 3. So ano ba ang effects of play? According to studies, majority of the children who participated in play intervention were able to cope with stress effectively. So these are all proven through research, evidence-based research. Okay, next po. Next. Okay. Learning delivery modalities. Ito po ang gagamitin natin. Webinar with live interactions. Then, learning modules and videos and activity worksheets. We have also the self-paced massive open online course or the so-called MOOC. For the webinar with live interaction, meron po tayo yung online DRRMS buklatan every Tuesday. So you can connect on that. You can tell your pupils to watch yung may mga internet connection. So you will just open or look in DepEd Philippine Facebook Live 4 to 5 p.m. for elementary every Tuesday po yan. So online buklatan ang tawag. Nakita ko doon nag-review si Sir Rocky and other teachers and guidance dyan sa counseling. Okay, next po naman, for secondary, that is OKKK Tambayan. Kung may anak po kayo na high school, so you can ask them to view the webinar series about online arts-based activities. Pero that is for secondary school. So OKKK means online kahusayan para sa karapatan ng kabataan. So Tambayan. So that is every Thursday, 4 o'clock to 5:30 p.m. That will be live in FB from May 21 to August 2020. So pwede po kayo mag-register. So meron naman tayong downloadable learning modules and videos. In fact, I accessed already the comics video na parang comics style siya. Comics 1, Comics 2, Comics 3, tatlong comics na ginawa na ibibigay ng Department of Education. So ang Comics 1, that is Signs of COVID-19. Sir Rocky, please remind me na ibigay ko ito sa iyo. Then ang Comics 2, about psychological effect of COVID-19 and role of parents. Basta maganda, binu ko na siya. Then Comics 3, that is Empowered Child, helping her grandmother about healthy habits. So that comics videos can be accessed in bit that hindi ko na lagay sa presentation ko. If you have ball pen, you may take note of that. bit.ly/COVID comics videos. So So yan po, that is part of psychosocial support of the Department of Education. Okay, next slide po. Next slide. Okay, so ito po, activities that promote mental health of learners for school year 2020-2021. So July to August, that is MHPSS activities. Since kulang ang mga guidance counselors, walang mga psychologists, walang mga social workers, DRRM po ang nagpa-facilitate nito. And po, pag may guidance counselor, mag-help po this collaboration of DRRMS and guidance personnel. So in our school, I created MHPSS for group wherein sila ang namamahala sa mga different activities on mental health and psychosocial support. So nakipartner po ako sa DRRMS. So malaki din ang role ng DRRM sa MHPSS. May mga training sila even in psychological first aid. So PFA is another topic under mental health. So September to October 2020, may ibibigay uli na module wherein the focus on emotional resilience activities. Then November to April 2020, meron na po tayo ngayon na homeroom guidance activities. Okay, so yan po. Bali, year-round pa din siya. In fact, today, meron na pilot testing on MHPSS sa Kamsur. Ngayon po, nagaganap yun. Napili na pilot school ay na Kamsur. Okay, next. Next po, next slide. Next slide po. Okay, so eto, to sum up, mental health promotion, dapat meron tayong ganito. We are resilient, we need to validate information, we need to take care of ourselves, the sources of strength, common mental health and psychosocial problems. Yan po, because of COVID-19 pandemic, ito ang common na nararanasan, anxiety, stress, common behavioral problems, bullying, because babad na babad tayo sa cellphone, and even in games, there are bullying pala. Sa ML, nakita ko na doon pala natututo sometimes ang mga bata na mag-bad words kasi may exchange of information sila, exchange of bad words kapag hindi nananalo, parang ganoon ang nature. Then depression and suicide. So ito ang mga possible intervention which we may include in our program. The relaxation techniques, simple inhale, exhale, is very relaxing already. So kapag may pupils kayo na nag-away, dapat bago kausapin, let them inhale and exhale first. Or let them count 1 to 100 para ma-relieve muna. Even kung galit kayo sa asawa ninyo before mo kausapin, it's good na magbilang mo na ng 1 to 100 para at least mag-calm down ka muna. Kasi kapag nakasabi ka na, hindi na yun mababawi. So, you will hurt each other. Then PFA, psychological first aid, that is another topic. Art space, may mga art therapy tinatawag, journal making, play therapy, and there are many other psychosocial interventions. Okay? So, next po. Next po. Okay. So, we are now in the last part about the psychosocial, enhancing the psychosocial skills of responders. So, automatically, the teachers will be part of this advocacy. Ang tanong, are you ready? Are you ready to be the responder to be part of the advocacy of the Department of Education and Mental Health and Psychosocial Support? Okay, so next slide po. So ano ang mga dapat gawin? So ito yung sinabi ko na this is my favorite, practical ways. Okay, I will be giving practical ways to help you enhance your psychosocial skills as MHPSS responders. Okay? Sige po, next slide po. Okay, ito number 1. Number 1, take care of your Hello, are you with me? Hello?
Yes po, Tugal. Na-mute mo lang po.
Na-mute ko. Okay, sige. So, number one, are you still with me? Don't worry, we are on the last part of the presentation. So, take care of yourself. So, sabi ko, we cannot pour from an empty cup. So, take care of yourself first. Next slide po. Next slide po. Okay, so me time. So because everyone deserves it. So if you feel that you are comfortable walking, it is relaxing to walk alone, then do it. If you want yoga, if you want short meditation, then do it. That is reward to yourself. If you are craving for Starbucks, then buy it. This time, baka hindi makapunta sa mall, then do your own version of Starbucks. And that will be relaxing. Have a massage. If you feel na it's relieving to be in the garden, nakikita ko sometimes sa mga posts, si Ma'am Chenilyn, si Ma'am Emmy, nagpo-post ng mga flowers. So, if it is relaxing to all of you, then do it. And if you crave for burgers or kung ano dyan as reward for your tiring day, then do it. Magpaspa if you want. Sometimes this under COVID-19, nakita ko sa TV sa ano yon sa TV or sa FB ata yun na naka-discover yung isang tao na marunong pala ako sa arts. So na-discover niya under COVID-19 pandemic kasi madami siyang time. So na-reveal yung inner ano niya skill niya. Okay, so if you want to sing, then sing. If you want to read, if it is relaxing to read, then read. So do what you want. And you deserve me time. Ang tawag po dyan is me time. So you can post an FB me time. Okay. So next slide po. Next slide. Okay. Ito, balloon. Life can be compared to balloon. So it's just like for example, let's imagine there is a balloon containing helium, then meron kang needle, tinusok mo automatically, map-up up. Isn't it? Pero there are balloons like the one that is in presentation. So life could be tricking sometimes. The needle is thrust harmlessly through the balloon. Science teacher could explain this. And even here's a second, another, or how many needles dyan? 5, but then hindi siya nagpa-pop because nakita ko sa YouTube, tinignan ko talaga sa YouTube, there is a tape there, hindi siya nag-pop. So, science teacher could explain this. So, relating it to ourselves, ano ba? Anong klaseng tao ka? Isang tusok pa lang ba? Sabog ka na? Isang tusok pa lang ba? Isang problem pa lang ba? Hindi ka na makaget over? Or are you a kind of person wherein ang daming challenges na dumarating sa buhay? There are many needles na nakatusok, but then you still survive. So manage yourself properly. So always look for the solutions. All problems have solutions, sabi nga. It's just like you have to manage it well. Okay, so I hope you will be a responder na kahit madami ng nakatusok, you will continue to look for solutions to be successful. Okay, next slide po. Next po. Okay. Be like a bamboo. So, yung message ng bamboo, I know you know that already. Now, what looks weak is strong. Maliit lang sila, pero matatag. Sometimes the only trees left standing in the aftermath of a storm. Diba? Bamboo yun. It may bend, but it won't break. So the most impressive things about the bamboo is how it sways with the breeze. Diba? It moves and sways harmoniously with the wind, never fighting against each other. So, tayo sa DepEd, we must be in one track. We must be helping one another because a bend but don't break or go with the natural flow attitude is one of the secrets of success. It's just like pupil who is not appealing in the eyes of a teacher, but that is actually his personality. There are those pupils, diba, or even students na hindi appealing. Pero, sometimes teachers are judgmental. So, dapat hindi tayo judgmental. So, there are those who encountered, sinabihan mo, pinagalitan mo na laging tulala, parang wala sa sarili, at nasabihan mo pa na parang walang laman ang utak mo. So, don't you know that your words may last forever in his or her mind? That particular kid will never be motivated in your hands. Or pwede naman, on the other way around, na challenge siya. But the bottom line, watch out for your words. You could break a heart of an individual. So there are those sometimes nung elementary parang wala parang patpatin, pero in the end sila po yung mga naging successful. So watch out for your words. Okay, next slide po. Next slide po. Okay, choose being kind over being right, and you'll be right every time. I really believe on this. This is a message, and kinuha ko lang siya sa FB. Madami tayong makukuha sa Google. Every time you choose us to be kind, if you are kind, everything will be right. So tama po yung sinabi niya ni Richard Carlson. Next po. Next. Okay, looks are deceiving sometimes. Tingnan nyo, nakita sa mirror parang ang sarap-sarap, pero hindi nakita na may kagat na pala. So it's just like choosing a partner or choosing a friend. You go after the looks, flawless, beautiful, tall, or handsome, pero maitim pala ang budi, sorry, joke only. Pero hindi naman pala kagandahan ang ugali. So don't be deceived by the looks. It's very important to see the inside beauty of an individual, not only the physical side of individual. Like also sa pupils, dapat tingnan natin, there are some na iba ang ugaling pinapakita kaysa sa nasa loob. So what matters is naiintindahan mo po yung estudyante. Okay, so don't be deceived with the looks. Okay, next po. Okay, so sabi dito, empty cans make the most noise. Tama ba? Pwede kayong mag-react, kaya lang hindi ko nakikita. You can pick the like sign or heart sign if you agree with me na empty cans make the most noise. There are persons na tahimik lang, but he or she has brilliant ideas, and there are those who keep on talking or planning, etc. pero wala namang napapahunayan. So, may mga ganun po. So, dapat you are aware kung ano ang mako-contribute mo. And be humble. The symbol, ang bamboo, parang bamboo, that is ang symbol niya is humility. Okay, so next slide po. Next slide po. Okay, the best revenge daw is massive success. If somebody belittles you, if somebody causes you pain, if somebody tells you that you are worthless, the best revenge is massive success. Huwag mo silang saktan. Instead, be motivated to push yourself to be successful, and then mabibigla na lang siya na ikaw na pala ang school head niya. Tapos ikaw nananatiling T1 pa din dahil pinatupag lang ang pakialaman ang buhay ng may buhay. So, hindi maganda ang ganong ugali. So, dapat tahimik ka lang if ever, wag sabihan or wag makipag-away. Instead, do your part as a person. Do the best thing. Okay, next. Next po. Okay, know how to deal with stress. Sabi ko, there are two kinds of stress. We have stress is normal part of our lives, and there are two kinds of stress, the so-called eustress and distress. Kapag eustress, that is positive stress. For example, na-stress ka because you are doing your paper, you're doing your paper in test writing, so that is eustress. Pero hindi ka na makakain, hindi ka na bumabangon, lagi mo nang pinapagalitan ang mga estudyante. So, negative na po yun. So, paano natin i-cope ang stress? Basically, we need time management lang talaga po. Time management, just looking answers, looking solutions to our problems. Dapat laging everyday, dapat may to-do list ka, especially kung dakuling kang task, dapat nakalagay po yan sa notebook mo ang to-do list para ma-prevent po natin ang stress. Then we can read also how to cope stress sa internet. There are many articles, there are many reading materials on how to help yourself. So read, continue to educate yourself. The professional development or enhancement is very necessary for teachers like us. Okay, next po. Meron pa ba? Hindi ko nakikita ang next slide. Hindi ko na mahanap yung slide ko. Okay, so the 90 and 10% principle. Okay, if there's conflict, this is applicable for those with conflict. If there's someone na may kaaway, sasabihin siya ang may kasalanan. Sasabihin naman ng isa, siya ang may kasalanan. Actually, wala po na 100% talaga, isa lang ang may kasalanan. May ginawa ka din. May 10% participation ka kung bakit na-trigger lalo yung kaaway mo. Even sa husband and wife, hindi pwedeng si husband lang ang may mali. May 10% na participation si wife or the way around. Okay, probably sinigawan mo, kaya nasigawan ko or kung ano pa. Basta that is 90-10% principle. So, the solution, communication. We need open communication to each other. Talk to each other after na maibsan na ang galit ng bawat isa. So that's the best solution. And please avoid telling harsh words to one another po. Kasi sabi nga, sa sugat, maghilo man yan, andyan na yung tetas. So nakakahiya sa bawat isa na for example, mag-asawa, nagbigayan kayo ng masamang salita, and afterwards, magsasama pa din kayo. So it's not good. Okay, so next po. Next. Okay. So find wisdom in emptiness. I love this line. It is said that in order to learn Tao, the first step is to empty ourselves, diba? One cannot fill up or cannot fill a cup which is already full. In order to receive knowledge and wisdom from both nature and people, we have to be open to that which is new and different. When you empty your mind of your prejudice, pride, fear, anxiety, you become open to the possibilities. So find, like the bamboo, find wisdom and emptiness. And the last one na ata, hindi ko makita ang slide ko. Ay, meron pa. Okay, you wouldn't let this happen to your phone. Don't let it happen to you either. So kapag nakita natin in our cell phone na may red nang nag-blink automatically, we're looking for our charger to recharge. Okay, so self-care, this time, parang tayo. Self-care is really a priority and not a luxury. So papasok tayo sa me time. It is just like me time. So recharge yourself. Okay, next po. Next. Last na po ba, sir? Meron pa? Okay, know your limitations. One of the most important things you can do is know the limit of your talent. Know that you can focus on your... Sir, and delegate the rest to others within those areas. Okay? So next slide po. Okay, eto. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to ask for help, that is not a sign of incompetence. Think of that. So it's okay to ask for help. Don't assume that you know everything in this world. Mind you, you need someone, and it's okay to ask for help. That is not a sign of weakness. And it's okay to start again. Nadapa ka din. Start again. Find the right way. Find the right journey. And it's okay to say no. Sabi ko kanina, kapag sa tingin mo hindi na kaya ang pinapagawa ni principal, then you must be open to your principal na you have something to do, hindi mo nakakayanin, kaysa magpaasa ka na hindi mo maibibigay. And for the pupils naman, as early as possible, teach them to say no. Kasi in high school students, nakikita ko, to give in to their friends, lagi silang nag-yes. They're afraid to say no. Why? Baka daw mabuli sila. Baka daw hindi sila in sa company ng friends niya. So dapat as early as possible, even to the parents, sa mga parents na nag-review po, teach them how to say no. Then it's okay to rest. Yung kanina po, the me time. And it's okay to let go. Pakawala na yung mga wala ng silbi sa atin. Pakawala na po. Yung sa tingin natin, yun ang nagpupush pababa sa atin, humahatak sa atin. Then let them go. Let it go. Then it's okay. Think of that. It's okay not to be okay. It's normal, especially in this time of na we are under pandemic. Okay, and the last slide na lang ata. Last slide na lang. I know you are hungry na. Okay, it's okay to feel, take note of this, my dear friends. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to be ashamed. It's okay to be frustrated, upset, jealous, guilty, insecure, worried, angry, lonely, or scared, because everybody feels that way sometimes. We don't like it, but it doesn't make us weak. It makes us human, and it helps to talk about it. Okay? So, I think this is my last slide. This is my last. Okay, thank you so much. I'm sorry, hindi ako ma-open hindi ko kayo ma-view. I don't know why. Okay, thank you so much. Baka kay East Central School Family. Eto na. Gusto po. Eto na. I'm sorry, hindi ko po. Hello po, everyone. I'm sorry, hindi ko nakuha. And even the slides, I used to ask next po, because I don't have the access kung paano na yun. I'm sorry. Again po, thank you so much sa mga teachers ng kids ko. I am also a product of Bakakay East Central School. Thank you so much. So I love Bakakay East Central School so much. Sa mga teachers, simula grade 1 hanggang grade 4, my eldest is grade 4, mag-grade 5 na. Last year, si Ma'am Bonto ang niya po, teacher. Grade 1, Ma'am Emmy. Grade 2, Ma'am Violeta pa. Si Ma'am Violeta Ducot. Grade 3, si Ma'am Annie Barcelona. Hello po, Ma'am Jo. And sa isang kid ko, si Ma'am Bola, Ma'am Christy. Mag-grade 3 siya this year. Hello po sa Gabos. Thank you so much po, Bakakay East Central School family, for the opportunity to be with you this morning. Hello po, Sir Rocky. If ever there are problems,
Thank you.
there are questions, so pwede na po. May open forum po ba?
Thank you, Ma'am Maritess Calisen Basilla,
Okay po.
a registered guidance counselor, for the very enlightening and in-depth discussion on mental health and psychosocial support in schools. With this, we are informed on how to help people, especially the learners, in coping up with the new normal. Surely, in the end, we will be able to adapt in these trying times. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, Ma'am Emmy, hello po. Ma'am Emmy Barha, grade 1 teacher of MAC. Hello. Is there questions for? Are there any other questions coming from the parents? If there are parents, meron po bang parents? So for counseling services po, you can reach on me through my FB account, Maritess Basilla.
A message from...
Again, Sir Rocky.
Apo.
Sir Rocky, narinig po ako?
Apo.
Thank you, ma'am. Opo.
You're welcome po.
Again, thank you, Ma'am Maritess Basilla, a registered guidance counselor, for the very enlightening and in-depth discussion on mental health and psychosocial support in schools. With this, you are informed on how to help people, especially the learners, in coping with the new normal. Surely, in the end, we will be able to adapt in these trying times. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay po.
This time,
Thank you.
Sir Rocky Rabino, the LRMS coordinator of Bakakay East Central School, will facilitate the open forum. Sir?
Thank you very much, Sir Atan.
Hello, Sir Rocky.
Apo, thank you very much, Sir Jonathan. So we would like also to say thank you very much. Even me, I am also a counselor education, but still counselor education student during my undergrad study. Still, I really need this mental health and psychosocial support topic. Diba? Na matulungan lalo ako, na refresh ako. So kung may mga tanong po, pwede nyo pong ilagay. There is a message, Maritess, saying thank you to you. Dito si ACRPC, thank you very much, Maritess. Ma'am Josephine Bonto is also saying thank you. Thank you so much, Tabe. Ma'am Tess Basilla. Ma'am Judith Bola is also saying thank you. Hello and thank you. 67349. Also from Galaxy A7, thank you, Madam. Wonderful presentation. From Maribel Balaguer, thank you so much, Ma'am Basilla. So, baka po may mga tanong po tayo, Ma'am Ninette Abalon, Irene saying thank you. This is now the time para po
Sir Jonathan is raising his hand.
may tanong po ba? Nag-raise ka daw ng wala naman.
Akala ko. Okay, sige.
Nag-clap, ma'am. Nag-clap lang.
Kanina hindi ko ma-view, Sir Rocky. Hindi ko nga na ano yung video ko.
Ay, opo, tugang. Kasi ganito yon. Once na nagpa-flash na sa screen ang PowerPoint, nagpa-pop up na lang yan.
Opo. Kahit yung presentation ko, hindi ko na kontrolado.
Okay lang yon. Kasi mag-view naman to sa FB page natin. Kasi recorded naman.
If ever there are problems na ma-encounter along the way, especially on referral system, so just PM me para I could assist po. Right now, ang madami po na na-refer ko yung digital addiction. There are growing numbers of students or pupils, especially high school, because of the ML. My God, ang daming nasira na ano dahil sa ML. Madami akong na-refer kay si Ma'am Net nga, Ma'am Penetrante, may na-refer ako. I don't know kung nakapunta doon. Kasi addiction is very hard to combat talaga. Dapat as early as possible na ma-manage na po ang pag-use ng social media. So maybe, Sir Rocky, you could include proper use of social media. Kasi this time, I may not say na alisin ang gadgets because this time yun ang kakailanganin ng estudyante natin, di ba? So hindi pwedeng maalis ang gadgets. The solution is on how to manage the proper use of cellphone na lang, proper use of social media. So sabi ko nga sa talk noon sa child protection, sabi ko, if your kid is entertaining someone through video call, it is just like entertaining a stranger inside the room of your child. The reason why, dyan sa FB, baga makikita nyo na may yun, yung pinapahubad, through video, so yung mga foreigner, because nag-i-entertain po sila ng ng strangers through video call. So it's very important to know the day-to-day activities of your kids for the parents. For the teachers also, be very vigilant sa behavioral manifestations of your kids. May iba-iba kasing personality ang individual. If you have 30 students, may students or pupils na may 5 or 3 pupils na kakaiba ang behavior, then focus your attention to those mga 5 students. Alamin bakit ganun ang pag-uugali for you to understand more about the child or about the pupil. Okay? Wala na siguro it's not. Okay, wala nang tanong po. Again, congratulations Bex family for the very good presentation or for embracing the new normal sa Brigada Eskwela po program. Sabi nga kang co-teacher ko, siguro ngayon ang magana Bex na. sa workplace kasi na-view paano pa daw ngayon because palabanan dito ang technique ngayon is the use of internet, the use of the tech know-how in terms of gadgets. Ako yan din.
Ito si Sir Rocky, matibayan.
Yun nga. So sabi ko sa DTR, ako na adalan po naman sa DTR online. Sir Rocky, si Sir Rocky, aram naman ang Sir Rocky. Pati electronic signature.
And si Sir Joey.
Okay.
Si
Sir Joey, thank you so
Sir
much. Wala si Sir Joey. Thank you Sir Joey. Okay.
Opo.
Wala na po. Happy lunchtime,
wala na po siguro.
everyone. Oo.
Opo. Thank you very much again, Ma'am Tess Felicien Basilla, for your time, and we appreciate much your effort. Thank you po, Ma'am. To end, let me borrow the words from an article published in an Inquirer.net. It says, it's a human gift and a Filipino trait to be able to smile even in the darkest times. Humors offer a break from stress, a relief from anxiety. So, can I see your smiles, please? Now, as you smile, Sir Rocky will be taking pictures of your cutest smiles for documentation.
Yes,
Sir Rocky, please.
Thank you very much, Sir Atan. Thank you very much, Sir Atan, for that. So now, let us now listen first for the acknowledgement and for the message of our teammate, Ma'am Regina Brasha.
Okay.
Hello po.
Sige,
Okay na po, sir.
Take away. Take it away.
Okay na po, Ma'am Brasha.
Thank you to our MC, Sir Joe Vergara. I would like to greet you all. Marhay na daw po sa Indugabos. To our able and smart principal, Dr. Joey Belga. Honorable Mayor Dinky Romano. Deputy personnel, our guest speaker, Ma'am Tess Basilla, our dear parents, pupils, stakeholders, and fellow teachers. Again, good morning. Today marks our third day of Brigada Eskwela. We are proud to be able to do it virtually with all of you. This is DepEd's first virtual Brigada Eskwela to promote bayanihan amid COVID-19 situation. Thank you, Ma'am Tess Basilla, for your great time and sharing about mental health and psychosocial support. Thank you very much and a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. God bless.
Thank you so much, Ma'am G. Brasha, for the acknowledgement. Thank you, Ma'am. Again, as Ma'am Tess Basilla said a while ago, that I would like to solicit the cutest smiles from our participants, because Sir Rocky Rubino will take the pictures for documentation. Sir Rocky?
Yes, okay. Thank you so much. Sige, smile na po. Ready? So, screen 1, grupo nila Ma'am Tess, Ma'am Lan Guzman, Ma'am Joy Julien, and Ma'am Tess Basilias. Next, Ay, next screen. Slide masasabi ko. Okay, next screen po is screen 2. Grupo nila Ma'am Baclao, Ma'am Estela Banyares, Ma'am Joyce Agravante. Wow, busy talaga ito si Berks, Joyce. Dala-dalawang meeting, ano? Ma'am Emma Barameda and Ma'am Jeneline Vergara. Screen 3. Smile. Grupo nila Ma'am Marian Gonzalez, Ma'am Estela Bilien, Ma'am Mary Rose Olivar, Ma'am Lily Bola, and Ma'am Lian Baroma. We would like also to say thank you sa parents na nandito. Nakita ko po si Ma'am Bem Romano. Thank you very much po. Ma'am Cabellore. Thank you very much. Ma'am Laura Del Briagas. Thank you very much. And Nolan Base. Nakita ko din po. Next, last slide, last screen. Ma'am Bebs, Ma'am Rosemary Villar, ang kapin namin sa TGIF, and Sir Masareta. Okay, so okay na po. Advance announcement po for tomorrow since tuloy na at hindi na magpapapigil si APEC. Thank you. Happy lunchtime, everyone. Thank you very much, Sir Atan. Thank you very much po. And to the grade 6 team.